Hi, it's Dan here from Flexxable, and today I'm going to talk to you about why I believe money makes us dumb. In order for me to explain it properly, I want to take you back in time about 5 years, when I was a kind of, maybe a bit longer than 5 years actually. Time flies, but back when I was a kind of younger, hungry agency owner that was looking to land clients and grow. When I was naive and incredibly, optimistic back then about what I could deliver for clients, and I was still learning, right? But one thing I didn't have was a massive advertising budget, and I didn't have automations and a big database and all of these tools which I've kind of got now, right? And a lot of you people have got databases and high level and automation tools, and you can get a LinkedIn scraper type tool that will cold email every single person on the planet, every roofer on the planet, or whatever that is, right? And what I'm saying is that as we become more advanced as marketers and as agency owners, and people that are selling stuff, we tend to get lazy, and we tend to do things in a kind of stupid way, in a really dumb way when I think about it, right? And I need to look back at what happened to me 5 or 6 years ago when I was young and hungry, okay? And what I used to do if I wanted to land a client, right, or have a conversation with a client so I could try and sell them my services. First of all, I would get a list of clients that I wanted to work with. That might only be 10 or 20 clients. What I would do then is I would see if they're advertising. All right, see if they were on AdWords or Facebook and what they were doing exactly. I would make some phone calls around my network and find out if they're buying leads, and if they're buying leads from a certain person or a certain business that's a competitor of mine. I'd try and find out whether they were struggling or they were doing really well with those leads. I would find the name of the business owner, or the MD or the salesperson that I wanted to get in touch with. I would go to their fan page and on Facebook and see whether they've got updated content and what's going on in their business, and whether they've got a big team or a small team, whether or not where they're located, if they're football fans or not football fans. Because I didn't have to have a big budget, or didn't want to spend money on ads, I'd naturally try and find as much information, and I'd research every company that I wanted to talk to. One kind of client changed, my life, I guess, and we made great money from him or whatever, but what happened is that he introduced me to people, and they introduced me to another client, and this is when we started doing some really, really great revenue, right? So what happened is that one conversation and one client changed everything for me. And the way that I got in touch with that client was that, and this is a story that I like to tell, right? We had a competitor, and it was a guy called Chris Richards, okay? And I remember we used to sell him leads, and he used to white label and pass all of these leads on to competitors, right? And he was doing exceptionally well. He had this kind of central hub website, a lead gen website, and he was selling it to all these guys, and he was killing it. But he didn't have great skills, right? But he was good at relationships, and he was good at doing deals and making money from other people's hard work. And we were one of these people that was doing all the hard work, right? And I was getting a little resentful because we were doing the hard work and he was making all the money. So what I did is I figured out who all of his friends were on his LinkedIn profile, all his connection requests were, right? And I could see pretty clearly that there was 20 or 30 different businesses that he was selling leads to that were all of his connections. So what I did then is I went and researched each of these clients and figured out all of those things, where they're located, if they like football, where they're buying leads from. Are they on AdWords? Are they doing search stuff? Are they doing Facebook ads? Are they on Twitter? I just spent some time doing this, right? And what happened is then, once I was armed with what I needed to know, I did a connection request on LinkedIn, right? But instead of saying, do you want to buy debt consolidation leads in my connection request, I just had the subject line, do you know Chris Richards, okay? And of course, what happened then is that everyone got back to me. All the connection requests happened, and I started having a very easy conversation with all of these people, these big whale clients that I wanted to get in touch with, right? And that led to, 2 days later, the big client that I was speaking about earlier was down in Brighton. I was having a ribeye and a bottle of Malbec with him, and a week later we had a deal for £10,000 a week in a hybrid deal where they were paying for the ad spend on Facebook, and we were making money on every kind of package they sold. All right, so I went from zero to having probably £50,000, it was more, maybe £60,000 a month with the ad spend and the money we were making, within a few weeks. And that was just because I took the time to do things slowly, and it wasn't, and I didn't get this done by, getting some software and cold emailing 3,000 people and trying to do it via templates. I did it the old school way. And I think this is the message of my video today, is that you don't have to do things in the new way that everyone's teaching. Okay, if you take the time to do the research and go back to basics, like I've just explained, and find out what that hot button is. We call it the hot button, which was Chris Richards for these clients, because I found out later that he wasn't actually doing a very good job for them, and they were looking for someone new, I was just at the right place at the right time. So I hope this video has made sense today. I hope it's given you some ideas just to slow down. You can have lots of good conversations with clients if you do your research and figure stuff out slowly rather than trying to automate everything. All right, so if you've liked this video, please do let us know so we know to create more content like this. If you've got any comments or questions about what I did, please comment below. And please subscribe to this channel if you'd like to find more videos like this and be the first to know. Okay, so in this story, one of the things I did was approach the client with what we call a hybrid performance-based deal, where they cover the ad spend and we just make money on every deal that we close for them, or they close from the leads that we generated for them. It's called performance-based marketing. I've got a little story or a game plan on how you can do the same. All you have to do is click the link. There's a free training button. It's all free. Enjoy. It's really good stuff. I'll speak to you soon.